Hi everyone, it's Lisa from Energy Gal Holistic Wellness. So good to have you here with us. Today we are on day 6 of our 365-day trek through 2023 on our journey of integrating body, mind, spirit, of integrating trauma, of reconnecting to our own selves so that we can reconnect with other people and reconnect with the Godness that is us, that is Creator, that is love. So that's the journey that we're on. Today we're going to be talking about one of my very favorite subjects, and that is emotions. We're going to be talking about what are good emotions, what are bad emotions, and what do you do with your emotions. So let me toss out some emotions to you, and you tell me whether they're good or bad. Anger, good or bad. Joy, good or bad. Frustration, good or bad. Sadness, good or bad. Grief, good or bad. What if I was to tell you that no feelings are good or bad, they're just feelings? So let me tell you the story of this little girl who was so sensitive, and she thought that to be a good girl, you need to never get angry. And yet, really difficult things happened to her, and she made sure never to get angry. The problem is her body physically was still holding on to that anger because she would never let herself express it. The things that happened to her weren't honoring to her, and her body reacted with this anger. But because she wouldn't allow herself to express it, she became anorexic, bulimic, anxious. She had irritable bowel syndrome, diarrhea, constipation, all sorts of food sensitivities. When she began to understand that she was still a good girl, even when she was angry, and that it was okay and even healthy to express her anger, she began to heal. When she stopped shaming herself for feeling angry, she started to heal. When she stopped feeling guilty about being angry at people for what they had done and what they hadn't done, she began to heal, because she was able to then start sitting with the anger, with these real deep rooted feelings. Sit with them, feel them, let them be processed. Don't keep them in a box tucked in the corner, because the fact of the matter is they leak out and ooze all over the place, and because they're tucked into a corner, they become infected, and then the whole system becomes infected. Probably no surprise that little girl I'm talking about is me. And it took me a long time to understand. First of all, I'm always good. Sometimes I mess up and I forget my godness, but I'm always good. And that it is a perfectly understandable reaction to be angry if someone has usurped your boundaries, if someone has abused you. It is a perfectly understandable, reasonable reaction, especially as a young child, to be angry. So as I grew in my emotional intelligence, as I began to understand that there's no shame and no guilt in feelings, that being joyful isn't good. I remember I had a girlfriend, and her thing was that you always had to be happy. She was always think on the bright side. If I would try to say to her, I'm having a little bit of a rough time here, or I'm sad because I got this news, it was always, oh, but think on the bright side. There was never an allowance, never a permission to allow any feelings, but the good ones, only happiness, to flow. And I think that there's something to be said for allowing yourself to just be real with what you're feeling. Be real with your emotions. Here's the deal. When you are not real with your emotions, with your feelings, they will settle themselves down into your body. When you're not real and you don't let them express themselves, they'll settle down into your body and become dis-ease. And you'll become out of harmony and out of peace, out of balance, and out of health and prosperity. Now, to express them, you want to express them in a way that's kind and honoring to yourself and to others. I'm not saying when you get angry that you just, punch somebody. Maybe you go punch a pillow. I'm not saying that you go slam your fist into the wall because you're going to hurt yourself and then you've got a wall to clean up. But maybe you could slam a door. I think that sometimes to move those energies, we need to do something big. I remember specifically one time, before I even realized that I was containing a lot of anger, especially in my lower belly area and down into my bowels. And I was out for a run, and I was listening to a particular song. I don't know what it stirred up within me, but all of a sudden this memory came forward of a very traumatic thing that happened to me. And as I was running, I began to sprint. And as I was sprinting, I was just screaming. And I realized that I was moving some big energies that had been contained in this particular memory that I had, where I was bound and I couldn't get away. And so I literally was running. I was doing the thing that I couldn't do at the time. I was doing it right then. And from what it felt like the tips of my toes up through my spine and out my mouth came this visceral scream. And I remember feeling absolutely different. I got home from my run and I got in front of a mirror because I thought, I've got to look at myself. I don't even feel like the same person. And some pretty crazy things happened after that, because it's almost like that specific ball of emotions, memories, feelings came up and out, and there was this space inside for something else. Love, clarity, boldness, courage, compassion, joy, peace. That moved, and all this other stuff came into place. I began to having a better relationship with myself, a better relationship with food. I began to be able to have bowel movements on a more regular basis. I found myself way less anxious. This creating scenarios and thinking things through. So much changed from being out for a run. This memory comes forward. I get into sprinting action. My body is moving. I scream it out. Nobody was there. There was nothing to be ashamed. There was no. Wow, I was not the same after that. So here's my, you know me, practical. I like to have practical application. When a memory comes forward, don't try to figure it out. Don't try to figure out why. Don't try to re-scenario it. Don't try to shame it, guilt it. Sit with it. Pretend like it's a person that's come knocking at your door and saying, can we talk about this? Invite it in. Pour it a cup of tea and say, yes, I want to sit here with you and you unpack this message. What do you have to say to me? I will stay and listen to the feelings. And then I would encourage you, and we're going to talk about this over the next few days, we're going to be talking about gratitude, breath work to reconnect with yourself, breath work to reconnect with others, and gut health, and how much water to drink. That's the next few days that we're going to be talking about. I would encourage you, as you are sitting with the emotions that come knocking, as you're sitting with the memories, take a deep breath. Feel the tongue at the top of the roof of your mouth there. And allow. Just say, I allow these feelings to be here. I allow these memories to be here. I allow my body to react to these memories, to these feelings. I'm not going to try to figure them out. I allow my body to be a part of what's going on right now. And I don't need to, there's no end game, there's no goal, there's just being here now. It's a very, very brave thing to do. My name is Lisa, and I'm an intuitive life coach, fitness trainer, nutrition guide for years and years and years. And I love and am passionate about transformation and helping people on their journeys. Just being a way shower, a good guide and listener, offering some perspective. If I can be of assistance to you, please reach out to me for a one-on-one consultation, either in the office or online. In the meantime, I would love it if you would hit the subscribe button and become part of our tribe. We want your energies here with us. And to grow the YouTube channel, if you would also like the content, appreciate it, and comment and share, then we can grow together on this next leg of the journey. In the year 2023, I just think so many fascinating, amazing, fantastic things are in store for us, and I want to experience them together. So until next time, take care, and I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye, everyone.